Good day, everyone. Today, we will tackle about El Filibusterismo. In this lesson, you will be going to compare and contrast the characters, plot, and theme of the Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. You will also recognize the importance of the youth in nation building, as well as assess the significance of Rizal's two novels in the 21st century. So, what is El Filibusterismo? El Filibusterismo is one of the novels of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. It comes from the word filibustero, which means a person against the Roman Catholic. And this book is a political novel and was written on 1890 in London, England, and was finished in Brussels, Belgium on 1891. This novel was dedicated to the three martyrs Gomborza, who were Father Mariano Gomez, Father Jose Vargas, and Father Jacinto Zamora, because Rizal believed that these martyrs was only a victim of cruelty and a loss of justice. And this novel was first published in a publication company in Belgium, and by the help of Dr. Valentin Ventura, the publication resumed and was finished on September 1891. And now, let's proceed to the comparison and contrast of Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. The comparison of Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. These two novels are similar in many ways, such as these were written by our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. Then, it has similar aims and purpose in a way that these novels talk about how Spaniards abused the Filipinos as well as the abuses of the church in terms of their power, and they also discriminated the Filipinos. Then, this also shows strong anti-clerical and anti-Catholic color, and it also conveys one story in the sense that the El Filibusterismo is a continuation of Noli Me Tangere. The contrast of Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Noli Me Tangere is a Latin title meaning touch me not. According to the source, that it refers to the letter of John chapter 20 verse 17 in King James Version of the Bible, as Mary Magdalene tried to touch the newly rising Jesus. So he said, "Touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father," while El Filibusterismo is the reign of greed. Noli Me Tangere is a romantic novel, while the El Filibusterismo is a political novel associated with revenge and anger and is dedicated to Gomborza. Noli Me Tangere is more on action and motion, while the other one shows a thoughtful, discursive, and dialectical sense. While in Noli Me Tangere, it depicted a soft-spoken, patient, compassionate, and idealistic Crisostomo Ibarra. Pagabot din sa El Filibusterismo, it featured a different Ibarra who portrayed the angry and vengeful side of him and disguised himself as Simon, who was a wealthy jeweler. After 13 years nga, ibalik siya sa Philippines. Noli Me Tangere has a reformist side, while El Filibusterismo has a revolutionist side. Then, the characters of Noli Me Tangere. By the way, I'll gonna discuss to you the significant characters of Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. So, dili nagyutanan nga characters ang i-discuss, just the significant one. First, we have Crisostomo Ibarra, who was the main protagonist of Noli Me Tangere. Then next is Maria Clara. Maria Clara was the fiancée of Ibarra. She was the inspiration in the planning and execution of Ibarra's project. And next is Elias. Elias is the mysterious friend of Ibarra who appears every time Crisostomo Ibarra is in trouble. Next is Padre Damaso. Padre Damaso was the former priest of San Diego and depicted as a bigoted, power-mad ingrate and a personification of depraved evil among the friars. Then next is Capitan Tiago, who was known as the father of Maria Clara. However, dili jud ni siya ang tinuod nga father because it was Father Damaso. But what Maria Clara known is that si Capitan Tiago ang iyahang father. Then sa El Filibusterismo, Simon. We have Simon who was a vengeful side of Crisostomo Ibarra after 13 years. Then next is Basilio. Basilio is the son of Sisa nga nahimo na siya og medical student in his El Filibusterismo. Pero sa Noli Me Tangere, he was a sacristan during that time. Dayon, Basilio is also the lover of Julie, the daughter of Kabisang Tales. The next one is Isagani. Isagani was the lover of Paulita Gomez. He was also an orphan taken by Father Florentino. Then, we have Makaraig. Makaraig signifies the exception among tyrannical Spaniards. Then, we have Juanito Pilaes. Juanito Pilaes became the one whom Paulita marries instead of Isagani due to some incidents na nahitabo during that time. These two novels brought significant impacts to the lives of the Filipinos by the sense that these novels serve as a gospels of Philippine nationalism, and we cannot deny the fact that it brought influence, especially in its role in igniting the Filipino sense of national identity. Also, it conveyed the essence of nationalism that was to reverberate in the hearts of the people. In El Filibusterismo, Rizal proposes a better way through Father Florentino as he speaks to the dying Simon. Educate the natives, and when they would be willing to die for their principles, God Himself will supply the weapon and liberty will shine like the first dawn. So, it is very important to educate the minds of the Filipinos, especially the youth, who serve as the future of our motherland, since youth play a vital role in the nation building. So, what are the roles of youth in nation building? First, they are the evolver of social, economic, political, and cultural transformation. They were also the driving force of change, as well as the social actors of change and process. Next is the influences of the novels. First, these novels ignites the Filipino sense of national identity. Second, these novels serve as his inspiration to alleviate the sufferings of the masses and to make men worthy to avenge one day the many victims of cruelty and injustice, to erect a monument to the native tongue, and to educate his people. Third, Rizal's nationalism is understood through his novel's characters, because through their dialogues and action, and their ideas and ideals, or in the lack of this, these are scenes Rizal's range of vision, his concept of love of country, his appeal for reforms, and his attitude towards the friars, as well as his views and on the weaknesses of Filipinos. And the novels provide an inexhaustible source of inspiration for solutions to current conditions and problems. This ends our lesson. Thank you so much for listening and watching this video, and I hope that